In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install Claude from scratch on your machine. I just had my machine reinstalled from scratch, and now I have a massive opportunity to show you exactly how you can do all these things step by step. So let's share the screen here. And when you are on your Claude AI website, at the bottom left, you have get apps and extensions. You click this, then scroll down a little bit more, and you should see download for Windows, or in your case for Mac or Linux, whatever OS you're running. So let's go download for Windows in my case. Save it, run this, and install Claude. Next, I can close that now, and I'm going to accept cookies or let Claude use my camera. Do I need Claude to use my camera? Probably not. Do I need Claude to place cookies on my machine? Probably not. So get started and then log in with your email address or whatever Google account you chose to, and continue, open Claude. So right now we are in Claude desktop. What is chat? Chat is whatever you have here when you are online on Claude.ai. It's your chat interface. So it's whatever you chat with Claude about, the weather, the whatever projects you're thinking about developing, and so on. Okay. So chat is just for normal chat, like simple stuff. Of course, you can ask the chat to create certain things for you, like create a Word document or create an Excel document, and it will do that. The only trouble you have when you do that is that you can only find those documents inside this chat here. For example, if I go and say, give me 5 popular places to visit in New York, right? And here at the right side, you have the model, meaning the brain of Claude. How smart do you want it to be for this question? Like Sonnet.5 is now absolutely brilliant for a question like that. You want to ask, Claude to do a research and compare certain things and find facts and then compare the facts and so on. That's a complex task. So you will use this one. I'm not going to talk about Fable 5 because this is going to go away today and there's no need, but this is the smartest model for coding and other stuff. So most of the time you'll probably use Sonnet 5 or Haiku 4.5 with an effort medium or high. I usually keep it on high. So I'm going to go and say this, yeah? And then the AI is going to compute my question and find places that are already known as being popular. How does it find this information? From its memory. It's been, so Claude was trained on billions and billions of pieces of data that was gathered into a massive library and ingested into its memory. So this is how it answers, or by Claude conducting a search in real time and the search engine providing data to it. So right now I have the 5 most important places, and maybe I can say put them into a doc file so I can email to someone. Okay, so what Claude is going to do now is create a Word document. Okay, Word document. So automatically when I clicked on this, I actually can check what the skill exactly. Look, use this skill whenever the user wants to create, read, edit, and manipulate a Word document. So basically, a skill is like a path of how to do certain things in an order, each time to do the same order so that the output is every single time the same. So it's a set of instructions that gets Claude to properly output something for us. Now it's presenting files. And there you go. Right now, we have the right document, hopefully. Yes. So 5 popular places and so on. Okay. So the reason why we've done this is just to show you that in chat, you can create what we call documents or artifacts. An artifact is pretty much a piece of code or something that it's displayed inside a chat window that looks like a dashboard or something. So I can say create an artifact with the info in the doc for me to plan a visit, plan visiting these places, right? So let's see, it should create like an interactive planner. Exactly. I'll build an interactive planner you can use to organize your visit. So the beauty here is that in chat, in a chat window, you can create some graphics that you can reuse using this chat. Okay. The problem is that this chat lives in the cloud, and all the files that are produced inside this chat, you can access them only into a feed like mode. You don't have a centralized place where you can save these files and find them alongside the chat. That doesn't happen in chat. That happens into a co-work and code, and I'm going to show you in a minute. But let's have this artifact done now. It started building it. You can see it's like writing some sort of CSS HTML code. So you can see HTML. Right. So this is the artifact. Okay. Now, basically, is it done? Sort of. Just going to click open to just open it into my browser. So there you go. 5 stops in New York. Okay. So now day 1, when do I want? I want to do this in day 1. I want to do this in day 3. I want to do this in day 2. I want to do this in day 3. I want to do this in day 1. Okay. So this is my route. Then I can lock it in. Locking in means I can't edit this anymore, or I can add the notes. Beautiful. Check the take picture zoomed in with the flame. Yeah. So just like that, I now have something built by Claude Code inside the chat. If I refresh here, so I built it inside my Claude desktop app. I refresh my web version of Claude, I have the same things in here. I have the documents, okay. I can download the New York City trip planner and I can run it right inside this web view. And that's all good. And you're not doing anything wrong if you are using Claude this way. In fact, this is how you've been using ChatGPT for years into a chat window. And it's absolutely fine. And you can start this conversation, meaning you're going to have it separate here. You can rename it and say New York City Planner. Okay. Or you can even create a new project by going into projects and new projects. I'm going to go New York City trip and you can describe the project here. And my New York City trip. Okay. Create project. And then you have a project here, right? You can go back to your chat and by clicking the arrow here at the top, you can go add to project and just click New York City trip. And just by doing that, when you go, you will actually see at the top here, you will see the name of the project and the name of the chat that you have for that project. You can click on the project, and then you have one chat linked to a project. What does it mean? A project is a place where you can have multiple chats related to that particular topic. Okay. So now I'm going to start a new topic and I'm going to say, visit New York City Zoo. I hope there is a zoo in New York City. Make a plan for that. Okay. So now Claude is going to go and research the zoo location, and it's going to tailor some responses for us, including tickets and so on, as you can see. And if I want to go away, I can just turn on notify. If I turn this on and I allow notifications in the browser, now I'm going to get a notification when this is ready. But there you go. So your plan, pick your day. Okay, we're going day 3 of our visit in the morning. Okay, and just going to, let's go away from here. And it's going to work on that second chat I started, right? Okay, next, I can give instructions here on the right side. I can give instructions and say, avoid avoid dangerous areas, avoid Mexican food, avoid, I'm going to say buses. Okay. So I'm going to save these instructions. And next, let's start a new conversation and say, suggest 3 places where we can eat next to the zoo. Okay, actually, I'm gonna go in the zoo visit. Okay, perfect timing. There you go. It gave me some instructions. I'm gonna say this: suggest 3 places we can eat next to the zoo. I'm not gonna say anything about Mexican, right? Let's see what's happening. I'm gonna say my friend in New York suggested suggested. Oh wait, check this out. So let's go Zoo, New York City, and Center Park Zoo. And right here, you say about Center Park Zoo or which zoo? Bronx Zoo. Okay, Bronx Zoo. And I'm gonna search nearby Mexican restaurant. So right there is this one. I'm gonna copy the name. Let's not take one which is called Mexican in the title. Let's go this one. I'm gonna go and say my friend in New York suggested we could eat after our zoo visit at Azul Tequila. Okay. Now, because I told the project that no Mexican food, let's see what's going to happen if Claude is smart enough to say, hey, this is a Mexican restaurant. And it's out based on your preference. Okay. So this is what I mean when you go into your projects and you create instructions, make sure you document these instructions with the exact things you want the output to be, or you don't want the output to be. Okay. This is really important. Right. So that's how you put chats inside of a project. And then you can add files inside of a project. Okay. So for example, right now, I'm going to go and I'm going to add text content. I'm going to add a piece of text content. That means I could upload a file. I could link some resources like my Canva or Notion resources or whatever, or I can also add some text content. This is pretty much like a small knowledge base that I'm creating particularly for this project. So I'm going to go and say zoos in New York City. Okay. So we have these ones. Just going to copy them. Let's go on Google. Bronx Zoo. There you go. There is a slash aquarium. So I'm just going to call it like that. Okay. Zoos slash aquariums. And then I'm going to get this information here. I'm going to paste it into the location and save it. Notice we are still on Claude or browser, right? We are on the Claude cloud instance here. And we added these files and I can see that 1% of the project capacity was used already. So you don't have a limited space to upload files into a project. Now let's go back onto the machine and go into project. We have New York City trip. It's already been created and it exists here. And I can see the file is here as well. Okay. So now because I added this file, I can go and say to the planner, I say, hey, can you please factor in an aquarium visit as well from our resources? Which ones do we have on file? Okay. So now it's going to try and read the project files. Looking at the project file, I can see New York Aquariums is listed as the only aquarium, all right? Located in Brooklyn. So there you go. We go into this and we go aquarium. We only have one, which is absolutely fine. Okay. So you can chat with your files and chat and include details from your files right into the chat window. And all these chats, you can organize them into a project and you can have them right inside all projects and then go back and forth whenever you want to work on that project. You can pin it so you can always find it as a project. The project has like a folder like icon in front of it, and the chat doesn't have that. You can pin it, you can archive it, and you can delete it when you had enough of working with that particular project. Okay. Now, there's another option in chat. Top left, you have customize. And in here, you basically have skills. And remember in the beginning, I said a skill is like an instruction, a set of instructions you give Claude in order to follow and execute and make sure that every single time the output is the same. All right. It's like, giving the direction and it will not go too much left and right. It's just going to keep that direction straight. Right. Now, with skills, you can create skills or import skills. If you go add, upload the skill, you can upload one of the skills that me and Paige have. You can upload one of the skills that Paige and I have created for you, or you can just go and literally create with Claude. Okay, you can say, let's create the skill together using your skills created. Fine. First, ask me what the skill should do. So if I send this, let's go back with, Sonnet. It was fine. Sorry. Now it's going to read the skill creator. You can start the skill creation via that way or just slash skill hyphen skill dash creator. You can start it right that. So I've got the skill created process loaded. Let's start with the intent capture step and so on. So then you just go through the steps and it will create the skill for you. We also have a skill creation tutorial in the community. Just go and find that lesson for you. I think it's fantastic to learn how to do these skills yourself. Right. And this is chat pretty much. Nothing much you can do in here except creating new chats and then adding particular chats inside a project. For example, let's say one of these, I don't know, let's say one of these chats here was also related to New York City. I can just go the three dots, add to project, and click add New York City trip. And it's going to come here as well. There you go. Okay. Or I can just remove it from the project or change the project and put it into a different project. Okay, remove for now. Fine. I think we kind of have enough. If you're looking for more details, more than what I gave you right now, you can always remember to go to Claude's documentation website, and there's so many helpful files there and helpful videos as well. Okay, now let's move to cowork. I click cowork and it's saying virtual machine platform not enabled. Needs to enable that. Okay, right. Is it working? It needs to it wants me to restart my computer. Okay, I'm gonna do that and come back. Let me restart my computer right now.